Not maybe. This is the best interpretation of the movie Alita Battle Angel. Here's a title that's playing linguistic hopscotch across three fascinating contradictions. First, Alita, derived from galley in the original Japanese gun manga, transformed for Western tongues like a piece of metal reformed in a cyberforge. It's a name that sounds delicate, almost Latin-esque, yet belongs to someone who could use your spine as a jump rope. Battle sits in the middle like a bouncer at a philosophical nightclub. It's doing the heavy lifting of telling us this isn't your grandmother's angel story, unless your grandmother was particularly fond of cyborg martial arts. It's the most honest word in the title, making no pretense about its intentions. And then we have angel. Now there's a word doing Olympic-level mental gymnastics. Angels, traditionally celestial beings of divine message and mercy. Well, let's just say this angel's halo is more likely to be used as a throwing weapon. A celestial term applied to someone literally pieced together from a scrapyard. Yet somehow, it fits perfectly, suggesting that divinity can be found even in the refuse of a dystopian future. The whole title is rather like calling a tank a peace negotiator. Technically incorrect, but metaphorically spot on. It's a perfect encapsulation of the story's core theme, that humanity isn't about what you're made of, but what you do with it. Whether your heart is organic or powered by future tech, it's still a heart. A movie, not just a movie. What a rich tapestry of metaphors to unpack. The upward exploitation structure is brilliantly hostile in its one-way design. Zalem, the flying city, quite literally feeds off Iron City below through those tubes, yet implements mechanical antibodies, the grinders, to destroy anyone attempting to climb up, a perfect metaphor for class mobility. It's rather like a parasite that has evolved specialized defenses against its host trying to remove it. Alita's heart-offering scene is wonderfully unsubtle in its metaphorical weight. Here's this cyborg warrior, performing perhaps the most human gesture possible in the least human way, literally removing her heart. It's simultaneously the most direct possible expression of "I give you my heart" and a moment of profound body horror. The scene plays with the intersection between romantic cliché and cyberpunk brutalism. The motorball sport serves as a fascinating metaphor for social mobility. It's advertised as the one-way up to Zalem, yet it's really just another form of circus for the masses. The players literally destroy themselves for a chance that's likely non-existent, while the privileged watch for entertainment. Vector, collaborator class. Vector's character embodies the middle management of oppression. He sells the dream of ascending to Zalem while knowing it's impossible. He's the embodiment of false hope as a control mechanism, like a casino manager who knows the house always wins. Entertainment masking violence. Sport as opiate of the masses. Hugo's tragic climb up the supply tube represents the ultimate folly of believing in a rigged system. Even when told the truth about Zalem's impossible dream, he chooses to believe the lie, literally climbing to his death rather than accepting reality. Power structure representation. Multiple layers of authority and control. Nova's immortality puppet system. He at top, untouchable power. Nova's puppeteering of other bodies from his untouchable position in Zalem serves as a perfect metaphor for how power operates. The privileged never have to dirty their own hands. They simply use others as disposable tools. Nova consumes others' bodies for his purposes and watches through others' eyes. Surveillance as mirror. He literally inhabits other bodies to do his dirty work, the ultimate metaphor for proxy warfare. His victims maintain their personality while being controlled, like how systems of oppression work through existing social structures. He treats death as inconvenient rather than tragic, the ultimate privilege perspective. Perfect metaphor for how power structures perpetuate themselves. Hunter-warriors, enforcer class. Hunter-warriors are essentially privatized police. The cyborg hunter-warrior system is a clever metaphor for how oppressive systems turn the oppressed against each other. Iron City's residents police themselves for scraps, while the real power remains untouched. Dr. Ito's clinic role as repair shop and a medical clinic. The line between human and machine is deliberately blurred. He gives people new lives through repairs, but these lives are still within the confines of Iron City. Dr. Ito, both a healer and a hunter-warrior, represents the contradiction of trying to save a broken system from within. He patches up the victims of violence while simultaneously participating in that violence. Doctors like Ito are both healing and maintaining the system. They can grant new life, but within existing constraints. The power to heal is also the power to modify and control. Represents how care and control are often intertwined. His tools can heal or kill, representing how technology itself is neutral, but its application is what matters. The economics of oppression. Economic resistance. Complex economic systems maintain control. Resource extraction flows upward. Bounty hunting turns poor against poor. Entertainment industry as control mechanism. Black market as parallel economy. Black market parts represent economic rebellion. Black market cybertech, democratized technology. The flesh market dynamics. Cyborg parts as commodity creates literal body capital. Bodies become both identity and currency. The poor literally sell pieces of themselves to survive. Premium parts create a physical manifestation of class distinction. Alita's very existence challenges the official narrative. The supply tube system and Zalem. The tubes aren't just supply lines. They're umbilical cords feeding a parasitic parent city. Each tube is a physical manifestation of trickle-down economics. Wealth flows up. Garbage flows down. The grinders aren't just security. They're mechanical aristocracy, ensuring bloodlines, or in this case, supply lines, remain pure. Notice how the tubes are transparent. That's brilliant. The oppressed can literally see their resources being stolen, making the exploitation not just efficient, but exhibitionistic. The heart metaphors. Alita has 3 hearts throughout the story. Her original berserker heart, representing her true warrior nature. The simple civilian heart from Ito, representing attempted domestication. The super advanced heart she offers Hugo, representing sacrifice and growth. Each heart represents a different kind of power, but crucially, she's strongest when she reclaims her original identity. The fact that her most powerful heart is also her oldest one is a clever subversion of the upgrade narrative. The killer circus elements. The motorball arena. Motorball as gladiatorial sport. The Colosseum setting suggests historical repetition. It's literally a rat race made into gladiatorial entertainment. The circular track is key. Players run endlessly but never actually get anywhere. Every winner is promised ascension to Zalem, making it a perfect metaphor for false meritocracy. The crowd cheers loudest for most violent moments, a commentary on how oppression becomes entertainment. The role of memory and history. Identity and memory. Memory as currency. Control of memory equals control of power. Lost technology represents suppressed knowledge. Forgotten history enables oppression. Collective memory as resistance, revolutionary consciousness, and revolutionary potential. Personal memory as revolutionary tool. Alita's awakening parallels political awakening. Memory recovery as historical consciousness. Lost memories are treated as valuable commodities. Yet Alita's most important memories return through instinct and emotion. Suggests authentic self persists beyond conscious memory. The chip containing Hugo's memories becomes worthless after his death, showing how context gives meaning to memory. Alita's memories return through combat, suggesting truth comes through conflict, not comfort. Her body is recovered from a literal scrap heap, excellence discarded by the elite. She's technically 300 years old, but has a teenage body, representing how class struggle remains eternally young. The berserker technology and body, warfare tech turned revolutionary. The berserker body itself is a potent metaphor, ancient technology that looks primitive but is actually superior to the newer models. It suggests that progress isn't always linear, and sometimes what we consider primitive contains forgotten wisdom. Her huge eyes aren't just manga-inspired. They represent her ability to see what others won't or can't. The social structure United Republics of Mars, technology. The United Republics of Mars, mirrors historical revolutionary movements. Like many revolutionaries, they're painted as terrorists by the ruling class. Their technology represents suppressed revolutionary knowledge. Their defeat led to historical revision and suppression. The surviving tech, Alita, represents dormant revolutionary potential. Advanced technology, presented as primitive by current power structures, represents how history is written by victors. The fear of tech represents fear of revolutionary potential. There's no real law enforcement, just bounty hunting. Justice is purely transactional. Hugo's character arc. Hugo sees his reflection in chrome surfaces while working, distorted self-image. Hugo never eats on screen, already consumed by his ambition. His obsession with reaching Zalem represents internalized oppression. His work stealing parts from cyborgs shows how the oppressed are forced to prey on each other. The role of love in revolutionary awareness. Love as revolutionary force. Love motivating revolutionary action. His final climb is both literal and metaphorical, reaching for an impossible dream until it destroys him. The fact that he dies reaching for Alita rather than continuing to Zalem shows personal love trumping systemic aspiration. The championship belt. It's literally called Final Champion, implying there will never be another champion after. The whole competition is rigged. The prize isn't ascension to Zalem, it's just more motorable. Champions are celebrated, but still trapped. Fame without freedom. Dig into the revolutionary and resistance elements in the cyberpunk framework of Alita. The Panzerkunst fighting style. Not just a martial art, but philosophy of resistance. Specifically designed to fight larger opponents. Metaphor for class struggle. Uses the opponent's strength against them, like how resistance movements exploit systemic weaknesses. The lost art aspect suggests how revolutionary knowledge is often deliberately erased. The layered city structure. Iron City isn't just below Zalem, it's built on ruins of past civilizations. The city exists in permanent shadow of Zalem, literally overshadowed by the elite. Multiple levels of underclass. Even within oppression, there's hierarchy. The lower you go physically, the more authentic the rebellion becomes. Scrapyard dwellers, surplus population. The junkyard is where both garbage and valuable technology are found, showing how the elite's trash contains treasures. Scrapyard at bottom contains both garbage and revolutionary potential. Scrapyard as source of revolution. Factory workers, productive class. Factory district, site of exploitation and potential. Factory work produces unknown products. The factory district never stops working, yet the people never seem to prosper. Eternal production without progress. It's production for production's sake. Workers maintaining system that oppresses them. Factories as both sites of oppression and potential revolution. The machines themselves could be turned against oppressors. Body switching represents how systems outlive individuals. Nova's game-playing attitude shows how the powerful view resistance as entertainment. His physical untouchability represents systemic protection of power. Named after ancient Norse warriors, linking future rebellion to historical resistance. Powered by hatred of oppression, quite literally in the manga. Transforms damage into power, metaphor for how oppression creates its own opposition. Integration of human and machine represents unity of ideology and action. Technology serving both liberation and control. The control of knowledge about Zalem mirrors modern information control, information warfare. Social control through information manipulation. Information control systems, restricted information flow. Controlled narrative about upper class. Myth-making about success. Selective history. Technical knowledge as power. Underground information networks. Truth as revolutionary weapon. In the end, Alita Battle Angel isn't just a story about a cyborg girl fighting an oppressive system. It's a mirror reflecting our own struggles with power, identity, and transformation. It shows us that every system of control contains within it the seeds of its own transformation. Each mechanism of oppression becomes a potential tool of liberation. Every wound can become a weapon. And at the heart, whether mechanical or organic, remains the ultimate revolutionary force. What makes Alita's story so powerful is that it reveals the ultimate resource of power. Her greatest power emerges not when she perfects her fighting skills, but when she fully embraces both her warrior nature and her capacity for love. The true battle angel isn't just fighting against something. She's fighting for something. The possibility of a world where power flows not from domination, but from connection. Not from control, but from love. Not from above, but from within. And perhaps that's the most revolutionary message of all. The final truth. Alita's story ultimately reveals that the revolutionary consciousness isn't just about fighting the system. It's about transcending it. Alita doesn't just battle against Zalem. She represents the possibility of an entirely new way of being. Her journey suggests that the real revolution isn't just about changing who holds power, but about transforming the very nature of power itself.